Couple million off the top, that's where I'm going. Yeah, you should work on self-promotion. Mention my name, cause you know it got some motion. Okay, put your arms out side to side. Move it to the left, then you move it to the right. Big feathers, I'm an eagle soaring through the sky. I can teach you how to do it, but you already know it, right? Teach me how to go there. 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 Uncle said I got that power, not wow. And this enough, you keep on loving the sound. Got your auntie getting down in the crowd. Yeah, I even got the Alice popping out. Okay, put your arms out side to side. Move it to the left, then you move it to the right. Big feathers, I'm an eagle soaring through the sky. I can teach you how to do it, but you already know it, right? Teach me how to go there. 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 Stone ain't nothing changing. I just put on for my people, now we made it. It's a ride now, no I ain't fading. Teach me how to go there. 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 Teach me how to go there.
They say go back home, but where is home? All we ever wanted was a chance to grow. Now they rip families apart, like love and sacrifice don't count in their hearts. Cruzo la frontera con miedo y fe, buscando un sueño, un nuevo renacer. Trabajo en el sol, sin parar, sin quejar. But now they say you don't belong, time to pack. His wife at the door, tears on her face. His kids don't understand why he can't stay. They built this land, laid every stone, but now they tell him, you gotta go. Sin hogar, sin lugar, solo sombras en la oscuridad. We gave our hands, we gave our souls. Now they leave us with nowhere to go. They love the tacos, love the sound, love our culture when we ain't around. Pero cuando pedimos respeto y un chance, nos llaman ilegales, nos echan para atrás. A father in chains, a mother alone, a kid crying, Poppy please come home. But laws don't see the tears they make, just another name, just another case. Sin hogar, sin lugar, solo sombras en la oscuridad. We gave our hands, we gave our souls. Now they leave us with nowhere to go. Abuelo fought wars with stars on his chest, but now they call his blood worthless at best. They take what they want, then shut the door, like we ain't been dying for this land before. Mi gente siembra, mi gente cosecha, pero al final del día nos tiran las flechas. They profit off pain, off backs that bend, but still tell us this is where it ends. He prays, Padre, no nos dejes morir en el miedo. But faith don't stop the hands in the metal. They put him on a plane, send him away. A life erased in a single day.
Hey everyone, we are probably going to start closer to 3:45. We're waiting for some folks to arrive for another rally. So feel free, like Cassie mentioned, to get some food, some drink, and we'll get started in about 15 minutes.
Somos familias con un corazón. Still we fight, still we stand, still we bleed for this promised land. Sin hogar, sin lugar, solo sombras en la oscuridad. We gave our hands, we gave our souls. Now they leave us with nowhere to go.
Yo soy la voz del maíz, el eco de los abuelos aún por venir. I snatched the mic from conquistadors' descendants, resurrect ancestors in every sentence. You built your cathedrals on our bones and our essence, but I'm the vengeance encoded in every lesson. I'm obsidian tongue, now Ruel in the rhythm. My syllables sliced like Quetzal plumes in prism. I'm the algorithm of forgotten prisms, the DNA of kingdoms pre-Christian. You call me illegal alien, I call that fiction. A label invented after linguistic crucifixion. They baptized our vision, erased tradition, but I'm the codex risen. Glyphs and transmissions, apotech, mathematics, mixed deck, manuscripts, tricky linguistics encrypted in hieroglyph scripts. I spit solar flares, old mech in the syntax, before your prophets ever dreamed of syntax. I'm the son of maize, not the son of Spain. Blood of volcanoes pulsing through my veins. Colonial trauma encoded in my brain, but I broke those chains. Jaguar untamed, they say mestizo, like it's a downgrade, but I'm the upgrade. 2,000 years unafraid, before Adam, before Rome, before crusades. We had calendars calculating cosmic waves. You burn our codices cold as pagans, but our science was quantum equations. We mapped Orion with obsidian tools. You map crusades with blood and fools. I'm now with tongue in custom with Sarika prayer. Maya timekeeper, celestial layers. Chicanos not slang, it's reclamation of decolonized nation within a nation. From Alaska to Andes, I see reflections. Cherokee, Maya, Mapuche connections. I'm the fusion of feathers and fire direction. The smoke of incense, rebellion's complexion. They call me Latino, nah, that's oppression. They call me Hispanic, that's possession. You can't colonize what's eternal. I'm internal, infernal, ancestral journal. The Taino's conch still echoes through wind. The Keek still chant what's never been dimmed. The Aymara still guard the sacred rim. We are not myths, we are oxygen. I'm the voice of the Pueblos you forgot to name. The prophets are fulfilled in the hip-hop flame. This is not rap, it's blood memory on tape. An Aztec priest with the mic instead of a blade. I am not Hebrew, not Roman, not slave. Not from Atlantis, not from caves. I'm from the land where the sun behaves, where serpents dance and the cosmos waves. They dress that truth in European masks, but we speak in pyramids, geometry that lasts. Your scholars study what we whispered in dreams. We build philosophy from rivers and beams. Call me rebel, call me savage, call me heathen, but I resurrect civilization still breathing. I'm the Tleidowani of broken youth, preaching that decolonization is truth. This is Aslan reborn, no Bible, no sword, just words sharper than obsidian cord. Every rhyme a ritual, every verse a prayer to awaken the millions who forgot we're still there. Yo soy la voz del maíz,
El eco de los abuelos aún por venir. No soy ilegal, soy mil naciones en mí. Soy mixes zapoteco, rara morir. I'm every tribe they try to divide, of every tongue and they try to hide. The blood remembers even when we forget. We are the sun that refuses to set. No borders, no names, no shame. We are the fire before the flame. The original people, the first, the last, the future dressed in the echoes of the past.
It's not too late. Let's get it together. It's not too late. Now get it together. It ain't over, it ain't done. You got time to overcome all that pressure. Tried to break you, but it proved that you the one. They gon' feel you when you speak. Made it out when most were done. You don't need no validation. They gon' see what you become. Act like you know it. Walk like you own it. Built from the lowest. You let your pain grow your focus. You held on to your truth while all the ones you helped folded. Took every note that they gave and built a voice that moves the hopeless. That's why you're chosen. Can't stop your motion. Your path been teaching others how they can rise when they're broken. Made it through without them knowing. Held your ground while they were floating. You the one that God kept hitting till the world could feel you open. It's not too late. Let's get it together. It's not too late. Now get it together. It ain't over, it ain't done. You got time to overcome all that pressure. Tried to break you, but it proved that you the one. They gon' feel you when you speak. Made it out when most were done. You don't need no validation. They gon' see what you become. You ever felt like it's too late? Like the best parts of your life already passed? Like your moment came and went, and maybe you missed it. Well, let me tell you something. You're not too late. You're not behind, you will be coming. See, everything you went through is just shaping you for something that they couldn't see. They didn't notice you, but God did. So don't count yourself out. You're still breathing, so that means your story isn't done. It's not too late. Let's get it together. It's not too late. Now get it together. It ain't over, it ain't done. You got time to overcome all that pressure. Tried to break you, but it proved that you the one. They gon' feel you when you speak. Made it out when most were done. You don't need no validation. They gon' see what you become.
It's one life to live, so live it the best you can. It's one life to live, so live it the best you can.
Somewhere there's a person who lost a mother, lost a son, lost a friend, lost a brother. Way back they had a fight, never spoke hardly. Now they never get the chance to say I'm sorry. Somewhere there's a little boy who's ready to play first game basketball, but this is sad day. See, dads had a fight with his moms and he was gone. Now we sad see another dad cheering his son on. There's a young girl cut in the flesh, suicidal, nothing but death. Up in the breath, molested by a loved one. The pain is real but won't tell anybody cause the shame she feels. And somewhere there's a man cheating on his wife, playing with fire, been a liar all his life. And he laughs at his whole past is stained with sin and doesn't know his wife's doing the same thing to him, and it's real.
It's one life to live, so live it the best you can. It's one life to live, so live it the best you can.
Somewhere there's a person who lost a mother, lost a son, lost a friend, lost a brother. Way back they had a fight, never spoke hardly. Now they never get the chance to say I'm sorry. Somewhere a young woman just hit the stage, they throw dollar bills at her. She strips for days, she's getting paid, trying out different ways. She cries herself asleep and says it's okay. And somewhere there's a pastor who prays a lot, but sometimes it feels like heaven's gates are locked. Come Sunday, he's preaching all about his love, even though he
It's gorilla. Listen. The revolution is now. Bang, bang, bang. Rise up, native. Fight for your land. Do it for Sittenberg, do it for Tupac Katari, do it for Crazy Horse, do it for Anaconda, do it for Watamok. The revolution is now native, indigenous revolution. Bang, bang, bang. They killed our ancestors, buried truth in the soil, called genocide, progress, called plunder loyal. Change the story, change the names, but the land still remembers the pain before they flags, borders and crowns. We had nations stretching coast to town, north and south, island to plains. Same blood memory in our veins. They try to split us by color and speech, but blood don't lie and land still teach. This ain't history locked in the past. This is unfinished business. Facts. The revolution is now. Bang, bang, bang. Rise up, native. Fight for your land. Ha, ha, ha. This gorilla. The revolution is now. Bang, bang, bang. Rise up, native. Fight for your land. From the Arctic winds to the Andean stone, from Caribbean drums to the Amazon bones. They said we vanished, said we lost, but we still paying the colonial cost. Divide and conquer was the plan they ran. Labels over people, money over land, but the youth waking up. Truth too loud. Ancestors walking through the crowd, they burned villages, broke the treaties, then told our children be grateful, be easy. Now we still here, still alive, still got the right to reclaim what's mine. They killed our ancestors. Now it's time to take it back. Back, 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 back. Bang, bang, bang. It's gorilla. The revolution is now. Bang, bang, bang. Rise up, native. Fight for your land. Ha, ha, ha. It's gorilla. The revolution is now. Bang, bang, bang.
Good afternoon. We are going to go ahead and get started. If you are out and want to make your way in, we welcome you to do that. My name is Jessica Maxwell. I'm with the Workers Center of Central New York. And really glad to see all of you here with us today. And I thought maybe just to get our energy up, it's a rainy day, we could start with a chant. I know you all know how to respond to this because you're here today. When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. Thank you. I want to bring up, to get us started today, the Reverend here to kick us off with a welcome and an opening, Reverend A.J. Van Tine. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Rochester. I'm Reverend AJ. I use he and him pronouns. We are honored to host today's event. If you know nothing else about Unitarian Universalists, know that we are a pluralistic faith tradition and love is at the center of our values. Hence, you may see some of us wearing yellow that talks about siding with love. And certainly today, siding with love means being here with all of you and hosting this space to free Dolores. Just a quick note about orienting you to our space. We are in the sanctuary, and I just want to let you know where the bathrooms are. So there's a men's room out these back doors to the left. It's in the stairwell. A women's room is down in the opposite corner of the building, so through those doors, or if you go all the way around, again, in a stairwell. And then there's an all-gender and accessible bathroom directly past the Welcome Home sign in that space, and on the left in an alcove in that space. So please take care of yourselves and your bodies and your needs. And as we gather today, for those gathered here and for those who will speak today, I want to offer these words of blessings written by my colleague, Reverend Wanwa Hamami. May you be steadfast in your presence, and safe in your resistance. May the words you speak and the stories that you share and the truths you live move hearts, minds, and powers to move what is good and just. May you show the resilience of love's resistance. Thank you all for being here today. Hand it back to our MC.
Amazing to have such a welcoming space here for us. We did take some precautions today. You'll see we have folks who are marshaling for us wearing bright green, yellow vests. If anything happens, we'll let you know. And we appreciate and thank everybody who's taking that role so that we all can focus on our political message and what it is that we came here to do today. We do also want to just take a moment to remind us all of what our rights are, that we always have the right to remain silent. We always have the right to not answer questions when we are being questioned by law enforcement. We have the right to not allow ICE or other law enforcement into private spaces without a judicial warrant. We do not have to consent to searches of our person, our vehicle, or our belongings. And we always have the right to an attorney if detained, and a right to refuse to sign anything until we consult with an attorney. Next, I want to bring up another speaker, Jim Renfrew from the board of the Alianza Agrícola. Please welcome Jim.
Good afternoon. It is so good to see so many people gathered in this place. This is definitely one of those holy moments in the life of our community, and I'm glad to be able to share some thoughts with you. I'm an ally of immigrant workers and their families, but I'm frequently at a loss for words. Now that's strange because I'm very opinionated and have a lot of things to say. But in doing solidarity work with immigrant families, they know Spanish, I know English. So this week I went to see one of our Alianza members in the hospital. And it's kind of awkward because the only question I really knew what to ask of her was, ¿Cómo está usted? How are you doing? Which is a stupid question to ask somebody in the hospital. Of course they're not doing well. That's why they're there. And had I the facility to speak with her, I would have asked her questions like this. What procedures are you part of? And are the staff encouraging your progress? How are your children dealing with your illness? What would be most helpful for me to do for you? But without those Spanish skills, I'm at a loss for words. And there's so much to say. So I tried something new this week. Where words fail, I decided to bring music. And so I'm going to share a little bit of what I shared with my friend in the hospital. So the first song that I thought about is a song called St. Anne's Reel. And St. Anne was Jesus' grandmother. And I believe that this song represents how she was dancing around the room when her grandson was born. And this is important because my friend in the hospital has a new granddaughter. So this is the song. I'll just play a little bit of it. fun song. I tried to explain to my friend it was a song about Santa Ana. But the next song I played for her was a traditional song called Ash Grove. And it's a song about a tree that stands tall and can withstand all the forces directed against it. And I thought my friend in the hospital might appreciate that. And then the third song I played is a song you may have heard, though you might not know its name. It's called Ashokan Farewell. And it's kind of a sad song about separation, but it has that conviction that we're going to be together again. You're too kind. So even though I couldn't share from the heart in the way that I wanted, with music, I felt like we were able to communicate we care about each other. And that's maybe the most important thing for people who are living in very, very vulnerable situations these days. On Wednesday of this week, I was in Buffalo to offer that same kind of care to our friend Dolores. She'd been scheduled for an immigration check-in, one of many that she has done through the years. And she's carefully followed all the procedures required for asylum seekers, but she sensed, and for good reason, in this time of awful racist reaction, that she would be incarcerated that day. And that turned out to be true. She was taken. I know Dolores from the organization that I am a part of, Alianza Agricola. I know a little of Dolores' history and the hard road she took to get here to escape violence in Mexico. But that hard road she has helped smooth for many others. Not only for her family, but also for many, many immigrant women working in the fields and orchards around our part of the state. And she was part of an organization, a very important organization called Mujeres Divinas, which is really focusing on the status of women and of immigrant workers. Dolores is the kind of person you would want to have as a neighbor. You'd want to have someone like her as a coworker, as a friend, as a mother, and a grandmother. She shares so much with the people around her, and on top of that, in a hungry world, she finds a way to put food on all of our tables. when you enjoy a tasty apple, someone just like Dolores picked it for you. I'm at a loss for words today, not because of Spanish or English, but because this kind, generous, hardworking grandmother has been declared a threat to public safety. Her crime, as far as I can tell, is that she's been doing the work that no one else wants to do to put food on our tables. And she's a grandmother. Just pause for a moment and imagine your grandmother in a cell 1,000 miles away. That's what she's experiencing this day. What we witnessed in Buffalo on Wednesday should stand out as one of the great moments in American history, a profile in courage. When Dolores turned to enter that building where her fate would be decided. She had a huge smile, and she hugged every person there. People she knew, people she didn't. And when she went into that building, she held her head high. Some had advised her not to go to that meeting, fearing the worst, but Dolores would have none of that. The support of her family and friends is the wealth of her life, and no matter what they may do, they cannot take that away. What more could be said? When words fail, Dolores hugs. And we are stronger for it. Now, as a preacher, I usually start with a text, but today I'm ending with it. It comes from Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2. Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing so, some people have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it. Maybe you are Christian, maybe you are Jewish, maybe you're Muslim, maybe you're Hindu, maybe you're Buddhist, maybe you're not religious at all. But I will declare today, using my best prophetic voice, that today we are that company of angels. Dolores and all of us, with our wings and halos and that resilient spirit of justice, nothing will stop us in the end. I have one last song. About my Spanish, Alianza Agricola offers Spanish lessons. And I'm getting better at it. Because none of us wants to be at a loss for words in times like these. So Dolores, vamos con Dios, vamos con esperanza, vamos con una multitud de comadres y compadres. Amen. Gracias.
Amazing. If you didn't know Dolores personally, I think you can start to get a sense for who she was by the kind of people she has inspired to speak out for her. I drove here from Syracuse today, and in the ride we were talking a little bit about mutual aid and what a buzzword that is now. Everybody wants to talk about what they're doing, their direct assistance is mutual aid. And in reality, a lot of that is really just charity work. And I don't have an issue with charity work. I think that can be a really beautiful thing. But charity work doesn't address power dynamics. And mutual aid does, right? We're meeting needs while we're building our power together. And I think Dolores was a master at that. A lot of her advocacy, she was on the board for the Workers' Center of Central New York. She was on the board for the Alianza Agrícola. She was on the board nationally for a time of the Alianza Nacional de Campesinas and a founder of Mujeres Divinas. All organizations that were about getting together people who had suffered similar things to support one another, not just to support one another, but to fight for something different, to fight for something better, to change those dynamics, to change those situations. And one of the campaigns that we are still fighting that could have stopped this journey that had brought Dolores to this ICE check-in on Wednesday all those years ago when she was stopped at a traffic stop and turned over by a state police officer to Border Patrol is the New York for All campaign, which would prohibit that kind of collusion between our local and state law enforcement and immigration agents. If you have not made a call today to the governor, to our elected officials, to the leaders of the Senate and the Assembly in New York, there are no more excuses. These are the worst. This is the worst of the worst, what we are seeing happening in our communities. And our state legislature, completely democratic, right? The Senate, the Assembly, the governor, it's all the same party, and they love to hate on the Republicans and what is going on at the national level. They love to hate on Trump. But what have they done? Have they done anything in New York State to protect our immigrant community? No. And it's time. No more excuses. New York for all now. Please make that call. And we're going to queue up a video. Thank you. We have a special video presentation from somebody who couldn't be here today, very close to Dolores.
Dolores, tus compañeros de trabajo te extrañamos, tus plantas y tus búlgaros también. Sé que eres fuerte, pero tengo miedo de lo que estés pasando ahí donde estás. Espero que te estén tratando bien. Panchito, tu gato, te busca por las mañanas y abre tu cuarto para saludarte. Tú no deberías estar ahí porque solo viniste a este lugar para tener una vida mejor y la verdad, todo esto es injusto. No lo puedo creer. Tú que has trabajado duro en un rancho de manzanas, sin importar las temperaturas, y que te gusta tu trabajo al aire libre, ahora estás en esas cuatro paredes sin poder ver la luz ni respirar el aire puro de los árboles. Bueno, a mí también me hace falta. Somos un equipo. Hacemos todo juntas. Tú cocinas, yo lavo los trastes. Vamos a la iglesia juntas. Vemos tele juntas. Vamos al coro juntas. Y ahora te extraño porque tengo que andar yo sola. Recuerdo cuando Carly dijo que recibió un combo cuando llegamos a la mesa de alianza. Solo había invitado a Dolores y llegamos las dos. Los chicos y las chicas del coro te extrañan. No te rindas. Todos estamos esperando tu regreso. Mamá Feli me ha estado hablando. Le he dicho lo que dijiste. Que no se preocupe, que tú vas a estar bien. Hoy trabajé, pues tengo que hacerlo, porque los biles me esperan. Así que a ponerse las pilas y echarle ganas. Hoy quiero decirte y decirles a las personas que están escuchando esta carta que necesitamos hablar de casos como el tuyo, porque no es el único. Lo que ICE está haciendo es injusto. Está destruyendo familias y comunidades. Las instituciones no están siguiendo las reglas. Están deportando a personas inocentes, a pesar de que nos prometieron que no lo harían. Están intimidando y deportando a trabajadores rurales que sostienen la economía y la vida de miles de personas en Estados Unidos. Esta manzana que tengo en mis manos fue seguramente cultivada y recogida por ti, por mí, o por alguno de nuestros compañeros que a diario arriesgan su salud para llevar
We're
esta
gonna
fruta
pause the video
a su mesa.
briefly because Dolores is on the phone right now. And we want to give her the opportunity to give a message to everybody.
Hola, soy Dolores.
Hi, I'm
Estoy
Dolores.
bien.
I'm okay.
Quiero darles las gracias por todo lo que están haciendo por mí.
I want to thank you for everything you're doing for me.
Soy afortunada porque están ustedes conmigo
I'm lucky because you're with me
y no me siento sola.
and I don't feel alone.
Muchas, muchas gracias.
Thank you so much. Te queremos mucho, Dolores. Sorry. Thank you all. Obviously, we know it's not luck. You know, we had another member of our board who was detained recently, and a reporter who interviewed him asked if he felt lucky because so many others did not get released as quickly as him, and he said, "It's not luck. It's all of the people outside who were organizing to get me out." And so we know it's not luck. It's the organizing that Dolores has done all these years that have brought us into this space to support her. Unless we can continue with the video now, and we will, I forgot to mention, we will be doing an interpretation of the video afterwards for those of you who don't understand the Spanish message.
Dolores, tus compañeros de trabajo te extrañamos, tus plantas y tus hígados también. Sé que eres fuerte, pero tengo miedo de lo que estés pasando ahí donde estás. Espero que te estén tratando bien. Panchito, tu gato, te busca por las mañanas y abre tu cuarto para saludarte. Tú no deberías estar ahí porque solo viniste a este lugar para tener una vida mejor y la verdad, todo esto es injusto. No lo puedo creer. Tú que has trabajado duro en un rancho de manzanas, sin importar las temperaturas, y que te gusta tu trabajo al aire libre, ahora estás en esas cuatro paredes sin poder ver la luz ni respirar el aire puro de los árboles. Bueno, a mí también me hace falta. Somos un equipo. Hacemos todo juntas. Tú cocinas, yo lavo los trastes. Vamos a la iglesia juntas. Vemos tele juntas. Vamos al coro juntas. Y ahora te extraño porque tengo que andar yo sola. Recuerdo cuando Carly dijo que recibió un combo cuando llegamos a la mesa de alianza. Solo había invitado a Dolores y llegamos las dos. Los chicos y las chicas del coro te extrañan. No te rindas. Todos estamos esperando tu regreso. Mamá Carly me ha estado hablando. Le he dicho lo que dijiste. Que no se preocupe, que tú vas a estar bien. Hoy trabajé, pues tengo que hacerlo, porque los biles no esperan. Así que a ponerse las pilas y echarle ganas. Hoy quiero decirte y decirles a las personas que están escuchando esta carta que necesitamos hablar de casos como el tuyo, porque no es el único. Lo que ICE está haciendo es injusto. Está destruyendo familias y comunidades. Las instituciones no están siguiendo las reglas. Están deportando a personas inocentes, a pesar de que nos prometieron que no lo harían. Están intimidando y deportando a trabajadores rurales que sostienen la economía y la vida de miles de personas en Estados Unidos. Esta manzana que tengo en mis manos fue seguramente cultivada y recogida por ti, por mí o por alguno de nuestros compañeros que a diario arriesgan su salud para llevar esta fruta a su mesa. Nosotros, como todas las personas, merecemos ser tratados con dignidad. Merecemos que se respete el derecho a la presentación jurídica. y a que nuestras familias tengan información sobre dónde estamos en caso de ser detenido por las autoridades. Me despido hoy de ti, querida Lolita. En la casa tenemos una veladora encendida para que regreses pronto. Aquí te esperamos.
Dolores, your friends and co-workers miss you. Your plants and your kefir grains miss you too. I know you're strong, but I'm scared of what is happening to you where they have you. I hope they're treating you well. Panchito, your cat, looks for you in the mornings and opens your door to say hello. You shouldn't be there because you only came to this place to have a better life. Not having you here with us is unfair. I can't believe it. You who worked so hard on an apple farm, no matter the temperatures, and who love your job outdoors, are now stuck in those concrete walls, unable to see the light or breathe the fresh air of the trees. Well, I miss you too. We're a team. We do everything together. You cook, I wash dishes. We go to church together. We watch TV together. We go to choir together, and now I miss you because I have to go around alone. I remember when Carly said she got a duo when she had only invited you and we both arrived. Carly also made this translation. The people in this choir miss you. Don't give up. We're all waiting for your return. Mama Felix has been calling me. I told her what you said, not to worry, that you would be okay. I work today because I have to, because the bills don't wait, so I have to get to work and do my best. Today, I want to tell you, and the people who are listening to this letter, that we need to talk about the cases like yours, because it's not the only one. What they are doing to us is not fair. They are destroying families and communities. The institutions aren't following the rules. They're deporting innocent people, even though they promised us they wouldn't. They're intimidating and deporting farm workers who sustain the economy and the lives of thousands of people in the United States. This apple was surely grown and picked by you, by me, or by one of our colleagues who risk their lives every day to bring this fruit to people's tables. We, like everybody else, deserve to be treated with dignity. We deserve to have our rights to legal representation respected, and for our families to know our whereabouts if we are detained by the authorities. I say goodbye to you today, my dear Lola. We have a candle lit at home so that you may return soon. We are waiting for you here.
About a little chant in Spanish. Are we gonna bring Dolores home? Can we do Si Se Puede? Si se puede, si se puede, si se puede, si se puede, si se puede. Yes, we're gonna bring Dolores home. I want to bring up now Ana Mendez. If Ana is here, she is the Western Regional Coordinator for Rural and Migrant Ministries. Thank you, Ana, for coming today.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ana Mendez, and I work with Rural Migrant Ministry. It's a very emotional day, I think, for all of us listening to everyone speak and share the experiences that they have shared with Dolores. Dolores is not just a name on a case file. She is a mother, a daughter, a grandmother, a friend, and a fierce advocate for her community. She is someone who has spent years giving back, lifting others up, and fighting for dignity, especially for farm workers who are too often invisible in this country. More than a decade ago, Dolores was the victim of racial profiling by law enforcement. That moment changed the course of her life, but it did not break her. Instead, she continued to build a life rooted in resilience care, and service. She stayed, she worked, she advocated, and she made the community stronger. Dolores has also been at the forefront of the fight for justice for farm workers campaign. She has stood on the front lines of this campaign, demanding fair treatment, safe working conditions, and basic human rights for those who feed this country. Maybe many of you marched alongside her for more than 2 decades until it was finally passed in 2019, the Farm Laborers Fair Labor Practice Act. Her voice has helped bring attention to the struggles that so many try to ignore. She also raised strong women like her daughters, and Miriam Gonzalez. Miriam went on to co-found the Justice Organization of Youth, and who now, the group travels across New York State to raise awareness about farm worker rights and speak out for those who are silenced and vulnerable. That legacy of courage, of leadership, of justice comes directly from Dolores. So today, we're not just calling for her release, we're calling out a system that separates families, that punishes resilience, and that targets our communities. We demand fairness, we demand humanity. We demand that Dolores be given the chance she deserves to remain with her family, to continue her advocacy, and to live without fear. Dolores, we stand with you, estamos contigo, and we will not stop fighting for you, and we will not back down until you are free. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. It is inspiring to think about all of the organizations that Dolores has touched around the state, around this country. It's amazing. I just want to remind folks, we're really excited to see that the GoFundMe that we posted for Dolores has already reached the 15,000 goal. Thank you. In light of the aggressive tactics that ICE has taken, we already had a habeas filed on Wednesday. The same afternoon, the judge ordered that she not be moved out of New York State. Despite that, she was quickly shuttled to Ohio and then to Louisiana. When she called Friday morning from Louisiana, she didn't even know where she was. The other women there had to tell her where she was. We are going to be raising the limit on that to 20,000. So if you haven't donated yet, please feel free to continue donating. And there is a donation box on the table outside as well. And we really, really, truly appreciate it. The costs just add up so quickly. We've seen with other people, the lawyers' fees, if we have to pay a bond. We are seeing bonds now anywhere between $5,000 and $85,000. It's truly unbelievable. We just had somebody else in the community have a $25,000 bond. We want to be ready. We don't know the timeline of when things are going to happen, but we want to absolutely be ready for Dolores as soon as we need to be ready. And next I want to bring up from Wayne Action for Racial Equity, John and Nancy Gertner.
I've always known Dolores, smart, always smiling, always optimistic, a sister that I never had. In fact, we even gave her daughter's hand together in marriage. Since 1980, I've worked in the migrant community. I've known many people in the community, Mexicans, Haitians, and others. I've learned one thing after all these 46 years, that we all have to continue to stand up. Our voice has to be heard, our feet have to speak for us, and we have to be present. We have to learn among ourselves, and we have to educate those around us. At this moment, I'd like to thank all the people who have supported my sister Dolores, all the people here today, all the organizations who have been supporting her and others like her. Never give up. Even in the face of failure, never give up. This is the one thing I've learned over the past 46 years. So thank you all for being here today.
I'm reading this in support of Dolores Bustamante and Romero, my very close friend. There are so many ways to talk about the life of Dolores in our community. There is the advocate Dolores, who worked for 6 to 8 years for the Farm Worker Fair Labor Practices Act and the Green Light Campaign. There is a dedicated farm worker who worked year-round in a well-known farm in Wayne County. That work included cooking for the seasonal work crew, planting young trees in a nursery, pruning trees all winter, grafting varieties onto root stock, and of course, picking apples. There is part of the founding group of Las Mujeres de Venus, a grassroots organization for the support of acceptance, development, and friendship for farm workers and immigrants. That group created a yearly agenda of skill acquisitions, such as how to open a business, Red Cross first aid, computer skill development, baking classes, and then spent the COVID years delivering food and supplies to immigrant families. There is Dolores the mother, moving from the violence of her life in Mexico to raise daughters in a better, safer place. There is the grandmother who provided a secure life outside of the urban environment for her grandchildren, helping them grow up in a clean air, open space, and strong guidance of schools and summer camps. There is Dolores, willing to lead, willing to stand up, to serve, and to love all. She is our role model for a way to live.
Thank you. Next, I want to bring up one of Dolores' grandchildren, Akmir Sanchez, to say a few words about his grandmother.
Hello, I'm Akmir Sanchez. As many of you might know me or not, I'm Dolores' oldest of 7 grandchildren she has. Dolores is someone you can always count on no matter what. Dolores is a strong and faithful person. Dolores isn't a criminal. Dolores is someone's family. She is someone's daughter. She is someone's mom, someone's best friend, someone's neighbor. But most importantly, she is my family. She is my grandma. She is everything not just to me, but many that she has crossed paths with throughout her life. She has not committed no crime. She left Mexico to escape from dangers and fear there is in Mexico. She came here to live without fear and live in peace. My grandma commits so much to the community. She has helped the community through good and difficult times. For example, during COVID, she was out going door to door, giving away face masks, hand sanitizers, disinfectant wipes, and food. Now, this is only one of many things she has helped with in the community. She has built this community. She has provided to this community. She is part of the community. She is a strong woman, and she has hope through anything. I can say many things about this wonderful, strong woman and not be able to finish tonight. We have faith that she will be back home soon. And I can say one thing is that she would love to thank everyone that shows up to support her, including the people she does not know. Thank you everyone that showed up today to support not just my grandma, but for those who can't speak up for themselves. I want my voice to be heard for those who can't speak. We want Dolores home. We miss her. We need her. We want her at home. Thank you.
I think we can start to see the theme. Dolores cared in every single sphere that her life touched, from taking care of the earth. You know, I think it was not coincidence that Betty had a plant in the photo or in the video, right? Dolores and her plants, and the gardening that she did, the care for the people around her, for her family. She routinely cooks and does food for events with our organization. So her care for the political infrastructure of our communities is on every level, from movement to family to the very earth that we live on, and it's amazing. And I want to bring up her daughter, Alma, next to read a letter from her church community, another sphere that was important for her.
Esto es una canción que alguien del coro de la iglesia escribió para ella. Dice: Dolores Bustamante, amante de la vida, por cumplir con las reglas se encuentra detenida, por culpa de un sistema que ataca a emigrantes y sin temor ni pena separa a las familias. El pueblo está cansado de tanta hipocresía. Hablan de democracia y callan a su gente. Promueven la justicia en toditos sus medios mientras aterrorizan a niños ciudadanos. El pueblo en coro pide: liberen a Dolores, que el gobierno tirano enmiende sus errores. Y nuestros niños de la comunidad les dejan un mensaje: We are the citizens who will decide our country's future, and we don't want our family to be separate.
This is a song that a member of Dolores' church wrote, inspired by her, and the song goes as follows. So there's a part in Spanish, then one in English, and then another one in Spanish, but I'm the translator for now. So this is how it goes. Dolores Bustamante, life lover, out of seeking to do things right, detained. The blame is the systems bent in attacking immigrants and without any consideration or care separating families. The people are tired of so much hypocrisy. Leaders speak of democracy but silence the people. Who speaks of seeking justice, supposedly in all forms, yet terrorize children, themselves citizens? And this is the part that the children are supposed to sing in English. We are the citizens who will decide our country's future, and we don't want our family separated. Then back in Spanish, the people as a chorus ask, Dolores, freedom. Let the tyrannical government make up for its own wrongdoings.
And I think, do we have a video clip from the, okay, let's cue the video.
Quizás se lo
Beautiful. I'm going to bring back up Victor, who's been graciously translating for us, although in addition to getting him to drive on short notice, I did not tell him he would be translating until we got here. But in some ways, he was also Dolores' biographer, because another project Dolores is participating in is a unique storytelling project we launched about 4 years ago called The Arc of the Undocumented. And I truly hope when Dolores comes back to us that we'll be able to organize an event where she can share some of those words from that. But I'm going to bring Victor back up along with Melinda from the Syracuse Immigrant and Refugee Defense Network to read a letter from the Alianza Agrícola.
This letter is signed by Luis Jimenez, the president of Alianza Agrícola, and we'll read it both in English and Spanish, or do you want me to go first and you go first, or you go first? All right, so I'll read it first in Spanish. Empezaré preguntando, ¿quiénes son nativos americanos aquí presentes? A ustedes les digo, gracias por esta tierra, y a los demás me dirijo también como inmigrantes. Estas palabras no son para ofender a nadie, solo es que estamos muy cansados y muy enojados por todas las maldades y los malos tratos que han aumentado. Como miembro de la comunidad inmigrante y líder de una organización de base de trabajadores agrícolas que día con día luchan para subsistir ante los diferentes ataques de esta administración, pero que al mismo tiempo trabajan para producir alimentos y alimentar a quienes son sus verdugos, digo que hay que tener una mente muy retorcida para atacar y perseguir a quienes levantan la economía del país. Hay que ser completamente ignorante para creer que solo por el color de la piel debemos discriminar a alguien. Hoy, una de nuestras hermanas padece en carne propia este sufrimiento. Ha sido separada de su familia y de la comunidad a la que tanto ha dado. ¿Dónde está la solidaridad del pueblo que cree en la justicia? ¿Dónde han quedado las enseñanzas del cristianismo? Aquellos que se paran en algún templo diciendo que son buenos seres humanos, pero olvidan cómo tratar al prójimo. Son hipócritas. Predican la palabra de ser buenas personas, pero se arrodillan pensando que con eso tendrán vida eterna. Dolores fue, es y seguirá siendo una mujer luchadora. Lo ha demostrado con su carácter fuerte, pero hoy se encuentra privada de su libertad. Una libertad que todo un pueblo exige. Una libertad que todos gritamos, pero que nadie escucha. Exigimos que tomen conciencia y liberen a nuestra hermana Dolores. Nadie debe ser tratado así solo por buscar una mejor calidad de vida. Libertad para Dolores. Justicia para Dolores.
I will begin by asking, who present are Native American? To you I say thank you for this land, and to everyone else I also speak to you as immigrants. These words are not meant to offend anyone. It's just that we are tired and very angry about all the wrongdoing and mistreatment that have increased. As a member of the immigrant community and a leader of grassroots organization of farm workers, Alianza Agricola, who day after day fight to survive the different attacks from this administration, while at the same time working to produce food and feed those who oppress them, one must have a very twisted mind to attack and persecute those who sustain the country's economy. One must be completely ignorant to believe that someone should be discriminated against simply because of the color of their skin. Today, one of our sisters is suffering this injustice firsthand. She has been separated from her family and from the community to which she has given so much. Where is the solidarity of the people who believe in justice? Where have the teachings of Christianity gone? Those who stand in temples claiming to be good humans, yet forget how to treat others. They are hypocrites, those who preach about being good but kneel thinking that they will grant them eternal life. Dolores was, is, and will continue to be a strong and determined woman. She has proven it with her strong character. But today, she is being deprived of her freedom. A freedom that an entire people demands, a freedom we all cry out for, yet no one hears us. We demand awareness. We demand the release of our sister Dolores. No one should be treated this way simply for seeking a better quality of life. Freedom for Dolores, justice for Dolores.
I'm going to invite up now another family member, Dolores' youngest daughter, Miriam de Batz.
Hello, everyone. I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for all the love and support you've shown my family over these past few days. It has meant more than I can put into words. So many friends, neighbors, and organizations have been working so quickly to make sure my mom comes home. And seeing that has been powerful, because that's exactly the kind of person that she is. That's exactly what she would have done for anyone here. She was the kind of person who always showed up. No matter how tired she was, no matter what she was going through, she was there. She would share whatever she had, even if it meant she had less for herself. And growing up, she showed me over and over again the kind of person I want to be. Strong, independent, and most importantly, joyful. Because no matter what life put in front of her, she always chose kindness. In the face of every obstacle, she chose to smile. And I wanted to come up here today and be that person. I wanted to stand here and be strong and brave, the way that she would be. But the truth is, I can't stand here and act like everything's okay. Because from the moment that she walked through the doors of that ICE office, I haven't been able to breathe the same. I wanted to scream, to cry, to ask how something like this can be happening right in front of us. Because what is happening to our community is inhumane. People are being taken from the lives that they built, separated from the people who love them. And we're left here wondering if we'll ever see them again. And I refuse to stand here and act like that's okay. If they feel okay treating us this way, then they should have to face the reality of what it's doing to us. The pain and the fear that these actions cause, not just to our family, but to every person whose lives she's touched. My mother's case is not the only one. It's one of thousands, and that's exactly why I can't stay quiet. I won't hide my pain and how I feel just to make others comfortable. Because no one should feel comfortable with what's happening. Regardless of race, gender, or legal status, no one should be okay with the way that ICE is treating our community. We all deserve to feel safe in our community. We all deserve to walk out our front door without wondering if we'll ever make it back home to the people we love. This administration would like you to think that they're only taking the criminals and the worst of the worst. That's not who my mom is. That's not who we are. We're your neighbors. I grew up in Sodas. Me and my mom spent summers, down at the lake. She would take me back to school shopping, just 20 minutes away from the mall. Many of you have had her tamales over the years. We're a part of this community. This is our home. So today, I'm asking all of you to keep showing up the way you already have by just coming here today. Keep speaking out, keep standing together, keep choosing compassion and love over fear, because that's how we protect each other. That's how we honor people like my mother. And that's how we get to the place where no one in our community has to live in fear of being taken away from their family. I want to live in a place where everyone is safe. Let's keep fighting for that until every single person in our community is home with their family where they belong. Thank you.
Thank you. We did mobilize quickly, but we have no illusions about how long we might need to fight to get Dolores back here. And so we're so appreciative that everybody turned out today, that people are sharing Dolores' story, that people are donating to Dolores' story, that people are standing up. But as you heard Luis Jimenez's word in the letter from Alianza Agrícola, there's a lot of anger, and a lot of frustration, and a lot of pain, as we have heard from Dolores' community today. And we need to show the immigrant community that we are going to stand with them, not just one day, but as long as it takes, that we are going to stand on the side of justice. And we have to show people that we can have an impact, that we can fight, and we can bring people back. For the Workers' Center, it's never about, we don't care about the optics. At the end of the day, we want to win. We're not just in it on principle. We do stand on principle, but we want to win. We want Dolores back. And I want to bring up Cassandra Bocanegra from the New York Immigration Coalition to give us some action items, because as much as this is to celebrate Dolores, this is a call to action, and we want everybody to leave with clear ideas on what you can do to keep supporting and keep fighting.
When immigrants are under attack, what do? When our community is under attack, what do? When immigrants are under attack, what do? Because we are a community. And when they come for one of us, they come for all of us. My name is Cassandra Bocanegra. I am the Senior Manager of Organizing and Strategy with the New York Immigration Coalition. I am also the proud daughter of immigrants, and I was hoping to never have to come to one of these rallies in Rochester again. As some folks know, my father was also detained during his check-in in December, and the community was able to mobilize fast. And thankfully, we were able to mobilize fast again. Because what happens to our community, what happens to people like Dolores, like my father, is unjust, and it is cruel. I want to say a little bit about what NYIC does. We work a lot on legislative advocacy. This is my first job working doing legislative advocacy in this way, but this was not my first introduction to it. Dolores was my first introduction to it. Dolores with my mother were some of the founding members of Mujeres Divinas, and through them, I was able to learn how to be an advocate, how to be an organizer, how to take care of my community. Dolores may not have been my mother, but she was definitely a mother to the community. I know many folks who went into advocacy, went into organizing, and continue to do the work because of the impact that she had on them. Dolores has always been full of joy. She has always been full of power, and she's always been ready to lead by example and support all of the work that will help our communities be better. As we said earlier, if New York for All had passed, if New York for All had already been something in the books, something that ended collusion between local and state agencies and federal immigration agencies, something that stopped that informal collusion, Dolores would be here with us today. She would not have been turned over to immigration authorities by state police. She would have gotten a ticket, she would have gone home, she would have paid it, and that would have been the end of it. A traffic ticket, which most of us, I'm sure, have, should not be the reason that we get detained, should not be the reason why we are separated from our family, should not be the reason why we are lied to by this administration when we are asked to follow the rules that they set up for us. It is unfair that our communities keep getting told to do one thing only to be captured and snatched and disappeared in the way that we have been. It is unjust that community members who have been here forever, for a long time, should have to face being in detention. It is unjust that our communities have to come together to call on our legislators to bring our community members home. Dolores should not be in Louisiana. She should be here. I urge all of you, as folks have seen, we have some QR codes on the screen. I urge all of you, if you can take your phones out right now and scan all 3 of those QR codes. One of those is a GoFundMe for the family. Another is to ensure to stay in communication as we continue to see the needs of the family and of the community. And the last is a real quick and simple call to action to your legislators. We need to make sure that our legislators hear that this is not just an immigrant issue. The fact that we don't have New York for All is not just something that impacts immigrant communities. It impacts all of us. You are all impacted by this lack of legislation. Otherwise, you would not be here today. And we know that the work that they are doing is just a pretext to target Black, brown, and communities of color. And we cannot let them get away with it. We must continue to use our voices. We must continue to uplift our chants and continue to call for the release of Dolores. Free Dolores, free them all. 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 Thank you.
Thank you, Cass, for all the amazing organizing work you're doing here. We are going to wrap up our program. We'd like to ask a couple of things of you as we wrap up. We're going to end with one more chant, and then we're going to ask everybody to come up front here, and if we could get a quick photo, we would love to be able to show the support that Dolores has. And then if you haven't had a chance to scan the QR codes or grab the information, because I know that's a little small if you're sitting in the back, come up, we'll do the photo, and then I encourage you to go over to the screen and grab a shot of the QR code or take a photo of the phone numbers, because it really is important. Like, I know we get asked to do this all the time, but what does it cost us to make a couple of phone calls? And it's good for us. It's good for us to have those conversations and see what it's like to try to connect to elected officials and get them to actually do something for our communities. So we have one last chant for you. Western District Federal Judge Vaca. The lawyers are in touch with the court, and so I'm not clear that the judge is not asking for that to be enforced. But that's in process with the lawyers, the legal team. Yes. Yes. Thank you. We would definitely encourage people to highlight the fact that there was a judicial order in place, a habeas had already been filed, and as we have seen over and over and over again, part of the story is while the administration keeps harping on illegal and criminal immigrants, the reality is the criminals and the illegal actions are being conducted by our government, by ICE, time and time again, and absolutely we want to bring out that hypocrisy when we talk about this case, for sure. Thank you. So one last chant, pass New York for all, for Dolores, for us all. Pass New York for all, for Dolores and for us all. Pass New York for all, for Dolores and for us all. Pass New York for all, for Dolores and for us all. Thank you. Please come on up. Let's do a great photo op. Grab a sign if you have one handy. Let's do a photo and show Dolores what the community support looks like.
Yeah, I am told. Maybe she will make that.
hope she didn't get lost. Run away on that. I see her. Woo! Woohoo! Can you see us all, Annette? Are we all visible? Can we do a chant while we take a picture? Free Dolores, free them all. 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 Thank you, Annette. Folks, as a reminder, please take a minute to take a look at the QR code, not just for Dolores' family, some immediate financial assistance, but any further assistance is going to be needed. As you've seen, folks are scared. They don't want to show their faces. They're afraid of what could happen to them. And so families like Dolores are going to need support long-term as well as short-term. Please make sure that you're scanning those QR codes. Please make sure that you're keeping up to date with what's going on at the legislature. And if you can, please also continue to push for the passage of New York for all. There are still snacks and water. Don't step back, because you're right on the edge of the step.